Welcome to today's Explainer. We have a seriously dense, multifaceted landscape to unpack for July 18th, 2026. Think about it. Escalating geopolitical conflicts, massive tech market shifts, simultaneous environmental crises. We are literally watching these giant macro-level events crash right into our daily routines, all at the exact same time. And this perfectly captures the core theme we're digging into today. The source sums it up beautifully. Americans begin the weekend with three distant events reaching daily life at once. We're going to break down exactly how these seemingly distant events, like a Gulf War, global energy disruptions, and Canadian wildfires, aren't just staying on the world stage. No, they are instantly connecting to your wallet, your workplace, and even your weekend plans.
Part 1, the new Gulf War, focusing on infrastructure and economics.
So the US and Iran have just entered their 7th consecutive night of strikes. And this is a massive shift, guys. We're moving away from a short, punitive campaign right into a sustained infrastructure war. The sheer scale here is just staggering. Over 50,000 American military personnel are now positioned across the Middle East. They are managing this huge defensive burden because critical, everyday infrastructure, we're talking power grids, water systems, desalination plants, they're all becoming routine targets. And because of all this, Washington's naval blockade and a highly contested Strait of Hormuz are squeezing energy markets incredibly hard. Brent crude, it's hitting nearly $88 a barrel. We're seeing diesel margin spikes like never before. And with import prices jumping 7.1% year over year, well, to put it simply, this distant conflict is going to directly and immediately hike up your grocery and fuel bills.
Part 2, AI's market reality check.
Pivoting over to the tech sector, we are seeing a really wild contradiction right now. On one hand, the physical build-out for AI is absolutely booming. The operational demand is through the roof. Meta is reportedly discussing a compute agreement with Anthropic worth up to $10 billion, and ASML is actively raising its outlook. But the stock market is going through a massive reality check. The semiconductor index actually dropped about 17% in July alone. It's not that investors don't believe in AI, they totally do, but they're deeply questioning how much of that massive future growth is already priced into the stocks. And this market shift, it's tangibly transforming careers right before our eyes. Routine coding and general engineering roles are seeing a really sharp decrease in demand. Instead, the market is aggressively hunting for specialized, senior AI-native workers. Companies are waking up to the fact that they don't want just blind AI adoption anymore. They're putting a massive premium on architecture, security, and the human ability to actually verify AI-generated work. It's a fundamental shift toward trusted professional judgment.
Part 3, the climate squeeze.
Now, while tech and geopolitics are dominating the financial markets, disparate environmental events are creating absolute logistical and health nightmares across North America. Right now, we have out-of-control wildfires in Canada and the western U.S., stretching federal disaster crews incredibly thin. At the exact same time, down in Texas, they are battling severe flooding and totally saturated soil. And meanwhile, the Midwest and East Coast are getting hit with compound smoke exposure. That's literally forcing N95 requirements for outdoor workers, which turns clean indoor air into a major equity issue. So, the crucial takeaway here is that the environment is no longer just some passive backdrop. It is a primary operational constraint. Just think about the organizers for Sunday's 80,000-person World Cup final in New Jersey. They can't just check the weather forecast for rain at kickoff anymore. They have to actively factor cumulative smoke exposure into their logistics for the players, the workers, and the fans. It's a whole new reality.
Part 4, managing compound disruption.
And this brings us to the overarching micro-trend connecting all these distinct events today, the harsh reality of accumulating risk. Our national bandwidth is seriously being tested. Sure, the country can absolutely manage several crises simultaneously, but each one inherently reduces the flexibility we have available for the next one. The Gulf conflict, the AI market shift, the climate squeeze. Look, none of these define the national mood entirely on their own, but together, they completely eliminate our ability to treat any single crisis in total isolation. Which leaves us with this final, rather provocative thought. Thanks to crazy good Earth observation data and instant market tracking, our measurement capabilities are better than ever. We know exactly what's happening in the Gulf, in the tech sector, and up in the atmosphere. But can society actually act at the speed these measurements demand? Think about it. Will our ability to resolve these compounding global disruptions ever actually catch up to our ability to track them?
It's definitely a weighty question to chew on as you navigate your weekend. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep questioning the data.